Good morning. Thank God it's Friday. Thanks for joining us on TVC Breakfast. I'm Ibrahim Sheeta. I'm not the only one in the studio. I have Olamide Adeyemi in the studio with me.
Good morning, Ibrahim.
Good to see you.
It's good to be here.
So I'm sure you had a very good night.
Yes, I did. Anyways, we have a lot of stories to attend to today, especially the different reactions trailing the reinstallation of the Emir of Kano.
Absolutely. So definitely we'll be looking at that because that's more like the big story that we have in the country
Today.
We'll be talking to different legal advisor or legal analyst and also public affairs analyst and other issues
and possibly
like
religious leaders, if possible.
Most definitely.
The northern part of Nigeria is sort of conservative, so they hold this kind of things in high esteem.
Anyway, let's just quickly bring our audience the latest information that is happening within the country as both chambers of the National Assembly are seeking Nigeria's return to its old national anthem to foster unity and commitment to nationhood. At the Senate, the bill scaled first and second reading and was widely supported by a cross-section of lawmakers. The bill also received accelerated hearing from the first to third reading in the House of Representatives. National Assembly correspondent Joki Adisa reports.
The anthem of any country is a national symbol and sign of patriotism. At independence from Britain on October 1st, 1960, Nigeria adopted a national anthem it believes captures the essence of its togetherness. The lyrics were written by Lillian Jean William, a British expatriate who lived in Nigeria. Francis Bada composed the music for Nigeria We Hail Thee. The second national anthem, Arise O Compatriots, was introduced in 1978.
The leadership of the House of Rep.
A bill that will see Nigeria revert to the old national anthem received accelerated hearing amidst some discordant tunes on the floor of the House.
It is a bill that's one that will pull us together, that will give us hope and courage, a sense of duty to the nation.
Is this very important at this particular juncture in our national life? What value would it add to us as a nation?
The national anthem we have been singing is not what we have been practicing as Nigerians. You say, arise, O compatriots. Are we patriots?
If signed into law, Nigerians, especially pupils and students across primary and secondary schools, are expected to memorize the old anthem as it becomes new once again. Joki Adisa, TVC News, Abuja.
Quite interesting development, and then it's basically most of the questions that Nigerians are asking, just like we saw in the very last report where the lawmaker was saying that, arise O compatriot, are we patriotic Nigerians? And these are the questions that people have always been asking, several others, saying that whatever it is that we do in this country, does it really reflect that we are Nigerians? The very old anthem was, used in 1980 or 1960, was introduced actually in 1960, and then was dropped in 1978 when the present anthem, Arise O Compatriot, was adopted. So the old anthem was also considered as less inclusive and not adequately representative of Nigeria's complex social fabric. And then the one that is now adopted, which will recite up until now, which the lawmakers are willing to shove aside, said that actually reflects the diversity of the country, talks about the strength, the unity, and also the patriotism, national unity, aligning with the country's vision and goals post-independence. It is worthy to mention that the current national anthem that we're using is a change, was initiated to create a more unifying and inspiring anthem. All of those interesting things. Well, Olamide, do you not see that, I'm not sure where you stand, in this regard.
All
because
right.
what you grew up to see, or what you grew up to know is, arise, O compatriot, Nigerians call obey. Who is calling obey?
All right. Well, I agree with you on that. Anyways, first off, I will commend the move by the lawmakers. It's sort of a reminder of our sense of, nationalism. And national anthem in any country is a great symbol of, identity, and you can use, the national anthem to identify any country. However, we should not forget some of the factors that led to the change at the beginning. While the legislators are saying that it does not reflect our current realities, I also do not agree that Nigeria with AOD actually reflects, because even as much as we talk about that, the individual who wrote the anthem, and that's the one that they want to adopt now, was not even a Nigerian. I can't say it's reflecting Nigeria's realities. But what I will say is that they could work on a change to reflect our present day realities and not going back to what we left how many years ago. If you look at the lyrics of both the current national anthem and the past one, I feel like the current one is sort of a call to action. And many Nigerians today are actually getting used to that part of the anthem. They're also blaming the national anthem on the military era of the former military president, Obasanjo.
Yeah.
But I also think that it was sort of a call to action at that point.
Talking about the current one? Or
yes,
I'm talking
about the current one, why they had to change it. You remember they changed it after the colonial era. Before the colonial era was, God bless the Queen and so. So I think the new one was sort of a call to action, sort of a symbol of unity, a symbol of cohesion, a symbol of good governance. The military were trying their best at that time to send a message that they were not like the past government. Yeah. Remember, that was the time of the Civil War also, just a few years after the Civil War. And so this current national anthem sort of resonates with our current realities. And in as much as they want a change, they should not have to go back to that. But anyway, that's my opinion.
Well, but others will still argue that the old one, carries a lot of weight, because it evokes, sense of pride. Because at that time, that was when Nigeria was formed, named Nigeria, 1960, around that time. And then, because at Nigeria, we hail our own, their native land, through tribe and tongue, may differ, in brotherhood we stand. So, saying that if you look at, we have different ethnicities. If you look at the way we somewhat behave, especially even after 2023, there's a lot of divergence, a lot of divergent views, people going separate ways, and others even saying that, okay, we want to have our own self-determination, let us go our own separate ways. But they say, though our tongue may differ, but then in brotherhood we stand. So, others who argue for that said that that is the basic thing, that is something that actually evokes a sense of pride and also has some sort of prayers in it. But in all of this, it's just more like, conversation forth and back, whatever it is that we want to adopt. But I know that, growing up, we know that it is Arise, O compatriot, Nigeria's call obey. And then if you look at the second stanza, O God of creation, direct our noble cause, that our leaders right, Yes. And then even if you look at the pledge as well, so it's all about what we come to agree as Nigerians. Before that becomes law, maybe something they want to revert to, all Nigerians really have to take
Yes, I also believe that Nigerians should have a say in this and not just deciding whether to go to the past national anthem. And also the other problem we may be having, even this current anthem that we are having, some people cannot still recite it. And so
we've seen so many people embarrassed.
So many people embarrassed.
Those who are willing to take office or those who are even serving in the military. Like, okay, come and read the national anthem. And then they find it very difficult to read. Well, we'll leave that and see how it pans out at the end of the day.
Yes.
Let's bring the latest news. The Federal Capital Territory